Hello, this is Michael Jones of Reviews, and today I'll be doing a review on this Fideco USB 2 hard drive adapter. Now this does both SATA and IDE, both 2.5 and 3.5. The only hard drive you really can't connect to this device is the NVMe hard drive. So let's take a look at it. But first, let me show you what I've been using until now. I had these types of mounts, and they were super annoying. Honestly, this one's very bulky and everything keeps on falling off. This one, I had to take the whole thing apart and put in a hard drive every time I wanted to put in a hard drive. And honestly, they weren't good ideas to use. This one right here was the best one that I had, but it only worked with 2.5 hard drives, because the 2.5 hard drives and solid state drives are able to be powered off a single USB 3.0, and you could just connect it via this little cable right here. But it wasn't good enough for me. I needed a better connection. So I got this and I love it, and I'll do a re-unboxing for you and show you what it does and why I like it so much. So if you open it up right here, I love that it comes in a static shielding bag, because what happens is that you can destroy electronics if it's not in a static shielding bag. So I just store mine in here. Here's the actual device, and we'll take a look at it soon. Here is the instruction manual, and under here you have the power and the connecting cables. Now here's the power brick, and it is 100 to 240 volts, so therefore you can use it in other countries as long as you do get an adapter. And it works 12 volts. The output is 12 volts at 3000 milliamps. Most hard drives that I know work with about 12 volts at 0.58 or 0.75 milliamps. Amps. So this is perfect for it. It could do up to, I think, 3 hard drives, no problem. So that's the power adapter. This is the Molex power connector. I'll show you how that works in a minute. And this is the USB 3.0 cable that you can connect to your computer. And this is the full size to small size, or small size to full size hard drive adapter. And here they have some card that came with it. It's one of those warranty cards. To be honest, I've had a problem with this device because Amazon messed up and sent me someone's returned device. So they were really good, and he actually did send me a new one, and he was very nice. They had been in touch with me a lot, and I really I'm a fan of this company. Okay, so let's go over the I/O real quick. So over here you have an IDE connection, SATA 1, SATA 2. They call it SATA target and SATA source, because this is actually a cloning device. SATA cloning device, as you can see over here, it says clone, and this is a button. Fideco USB 3.0. So here is the indicator light to tell you that SATA 1 or IDE is being used, and this light is telling you that SATA 2 is being used, and this tells you how far into the cloning process you are in. On this right here, you have the on-off switch, like this. And here is the power, the 12 volt power, the USB 3.0. I think it's called the USB 3 B 3.0, and this is the Molex power connector if you're using for IDE. Most people, when they are using 2 SATA connections, they want to usually clone from either a 2.5 inch hard drive, transferring from a 3.5 inch hard drive to an SSD in order to make your computer quicker. That's what most people are doing cloning for. Some people are also doing backups using that. So let's test this process out and see what the connection types are. Some people are also just connecting their IDE devices to the station in order to back it up or clone it, or just to take everything off to wipe it. Okay, I took the little USB 3.0 out of the little bag, and I connected the power and USB 3.0. This is connected to a 3.0 connection on my computer, and this is connected to power. Here we have the SATA, and I'm going to plug in a SATA 2.5 hard drive. And on this side we have an IDE drive, and I'm going to attach it over here. I'm going to attach a 3.5 SATA drive right here. And also be very careful when you are picking this device up. When you pick it up, you want to pick them both up at the same time as to not break anything, because this is a very heavy device and you don't want to break the connections. They don't seem the most, sturdy when you pick it up just by this piece, because this is very heavy and this is much lighter. So it just makes sense that when you pick it up, you should be very careful and pick them all up together. Maybe even from this side, I don't know. Maybe just keep it standing on your desk bench. The only thing I have a problem with is that the cables are a little bit short for my area, but probably I can put it in a place where I'm not recording, and it will be in a much safer place where I don't have to worry about the connectors and things like that. I'm going to connect the power for the Molex. Now keep in mind, if you want to transfer to a 2.5 inch IDE drive, you would connect the Molex through this device right here. And once you connect this, then you connect this to the back over here, and this will connect to your 2.5 hard drive, except I don't have a 2.5 Molex hard drive, IDE hard drive, so I'm just going to connect it directly. Okay, and there we go. So now I have 3 hard drives connected, and I'm going to test all of them. I'm going to see if the power can handle all of them, and I'll see the transfer speeds of all of them. So let's give it a test. Okay, powering it up. And you can hear all of them are connecting. And let's see what lights light up. So when I put all of them in at the same time, it actually did not, for some reason, it wasn't showing up. So I plugged this one in only, the IDE, and it is working. IDE, it's even showing up on my computer. I'll show you in a minute. So now we know all 3 of them are not meant to be worked together, but when I plugged this one in by itself, it worked, and I'll show you that. Now I connected 2 SATA drives, and let's see what happens. Okay, when I connected 2 SATA drives, both of them are working, and as you can see here, the 2 LEDs are on, showing that the SATA 2, which is the target SATA, and SATA 1, the source data, are working. And I will also do a clone copy to show you how it works at the end, but for now, these 2 are working well, and I'm going to show you the computer to show you. So it's really convenient to have both of these connected to the computer, because now I can show you the different disks, and I can show you how I could transfer from one disk to another. So this is actually the 3.5 hard drive disk, and this is the 2.5 hard drive disk. And they're both connected, and I could transfer between them, I could clone between them, I could use Macrium right here. As you can see, I have a bunch of tabs open, but you can use Macrium and you can totally clone them. Or you can just transfer between the devices. Okay, so let's show you the transfer speeds between the devices. I'm going to move these 3 devices, which are 0.98 gigabytes in size. I'm going to move these 3 files and see how fast they go. And it's transferring at 71 megabytes per second, which is really not bad. I'm going to copy in the other direction. And it's doing 52 for copying in the other direction. Now remember, this is transferring from one SATA on this device to another SATA on this device. And that is the transfer speeds that I am getting using USB 3.0. Getting the same speeds when I am moving from one volume to another, one SATA to another. Now let's see the speeds between copying from my SSD on the computer to the hard drive. And that's at 74 down to 67 megabytes per second. So this is a little bit faster, I guess, transferring from the SSD. Now I'm going to try moving something from my SSD into my hard drive. And they're all getting the same speeds, about 70, 65. Now let's try to the other SATA hard drive that's on this device. This one's traveling at much higher speeds. I'm getting an average of like 105 to 110, so that's pretty good. So the 2.5-inch disc was getting slower speeds than the 3.5-inch disc. I was getting 110 on this, and then anything that was connecting to this was getting more like 70 or 50, depending on if it was a copy or moving a file, and that's the speeds that I got. Okay, so again, I was very careful when I did the adding and removing. I just picked everything up. I love that it has 2 SATA ports, so that way I could transfer from one hard drive to another if I'm backing anything up. That's really nice, and it really works with every type of hard drive that you can have, especially with this piece right here, and it could do a 2.5-inch IDE hard drive, any SATA hard drive. It just can't do NVMe hard drives, and the cloning option is really cool. That way I don't even have to use any computer resources whenever I want to clone a drive. However, the cloning only works with same size to same size. So if you're cloning, or same size to a bigger size, so the source has to be smaller than where your destination drive is, the target drive. And that really doesn't work so well when you are buying an SSD, because usually SSDs are going to be smaller. For example, this 500 gigabyte SSD costs significantly more than any SATA regular hard drive that you're going to buy. So let's test out from this IDE to the SATA drive over here, because this is the source and this is the target. We saw that all 3 of them did not work together, but this one and this one work together, and this one worked by itself. So let's test this together with this, see what happens. I do love the fact that the LEDs show me what's going on, so like I can know if SATA 2 is working and the IDE is working, and it will light up hopefully soon. Oh yeah, I got both of them, great. And when you press this button, it will clone. I don't want to clone because I don't want to wipe the hard drive, but now both of them have been connected, and according to my disk management tool, I'm refreshing right now, they both have shown up. This is my main drive on my computer, my SSD, and this is the hard drive, the IDE hard drive is showing up as 37 gigabyte, and the 700 gigabyte 2.5 hard drive is showing up the SATA hard drive. So this is the IDE, this is the SATA, and they are both showing up. And let's try transfers. I'm assuming the transfers are going to be pretty slow between the IDE to any other device, but let's try it out anyway. And now we see right here, okay, over here is the 2.5 SATA drive, and here 35 gigabyte is the IDE drive. So let's try to transfer from one to another, and let's see what happens. Transfer speeds. Okay. Now we're getting 35 megabytes a second. You can even stop that and transfer the other way. I'm moving these, and okay. This one's getting 26 megabyte, so it's going a little bit slower. But either way, you're not getting fast speeds running from an IDE drive in general, but it is working, and it does work to transfer, so the clone will for sure work. And obviously when you want to eject, you should do safe eject, and that's what you have. Safe eject. Hopefully it will tell you, oh, it is safe to remove it, and everything will close up. Okay, so I plugged both hard drives in, and I'm going to do 160 gigabyte the source, and the destination is going to be a 260 gigabyte. And as you see, both lights are on, and I'm going to show you. Okay, on the left side you see the 148. That is the source, and this is going to be the destination. And over here you can see I put destination and source. So the source is going to have 3 files. The destination is going to have 2 files labeled source and destination. And let's see what happens and how long it takes, because this is filled up to. The source is filled up to 1.94 gigabyte. So let's see if it takes shorter because of the fact that there's much less on the drive. And remember, it has to be a smaller drive to a bigger drive, or the same size. Part about this device is that it doesn't need a computer to function, just power, and it could just clone. So let's start the clone. And I'm sorry I'm not doing an actual test. Oh, sorry, you have to hold it down for 3 seconds in order for it to clone. 1, 2, 3. And now it's starting. And as you can see, it's going like that. And I'm sorry I can't actually test an operating system and have it work, show that the operating system would boot the same exact way that it would boot if it was from a previous hard drive. But I did that test before, and it did work. So if that helps you, I was able to do 1 terabyte hard drive to 1 terabyte SSD for a client. It's 12:48 when I started the clone, and let's see how long it takes. It is 1:07, and it is still going at 75 to 100. Let's continue waiting. Okay, so it's 1:35, and I just finished, and I thought it would be finished much quicker, but I guess that even though this only had very little inside of it, it doesn't matter, because the truth is that it just copies, I guess, every bit for bit, like every part of the drive, no matter how big or small it is. So I guess a 1 terabyte drive will take longer, but no matter what is on your drive, it'll still take the same amount of time per drive. So that's it for my video. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helped you make your decision. Just be aware that there is another product very similar to this product that does very similar thing. It's this product right here. You don't need any like adapters or anything. Because this side is full-sized IDE. This is small IDE, and this is regular SATA. And this will also connect to any hard drive, but you can't connect 2 SATA drives to this. You can only connect 1 SATA drive. So something like this, for example, cloning or whatever, if you have 2 drives like this, it won't work. But if, for example, one of the drives are on your computer and one of them is going to be connected to this, that will be fine. So this could be a better option for you depending on what you need it for. I think that if you're buying one device, you should just buy this. I happened to buy both of them, so it was good. It's good to have. I'm doing this stuff a lot, so therefore it is useful. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this helped you in your decisions. Helped you with if you're going to buy this device or not. You have to hold down this button for 3 seconds to clone it, and it has these LEDs along the lines to show you how far along it is. Thanks for watching, and have a great